Hello everyone, welcome to day 8 of 30-day Tableau challenge of learning Tableau from scratch. And in today's video, we are going to discuss something very interesting, that is exploring worksheet options and MarksShelf options. But before that, let us take a quick recap on what we have learned in our day 7. And in our previous video, we have talked about how we can connect it to data. That is, Tableau allows us to connect it to data in two ways: live connection and extract connection. So during the session, we have discussed, or we have created a sample file and we tried to update it, and we have observed how it is working in case of live and how it is working in case of extract connections. While doing that, we have also seen what are the different properties we have in extract options and how it saves the file. So this is a very important concept that we all need to remember, because as a Tableau developer, we might be working on extracts. We might be creating our dashboard using a live connection. We might be using extract connection to build our dashboard. So this is something that is very important for us to know about. So now, till now, what we did. So till now, we either prepared the data or we explored the option at a data source level, right? Which means we didn't enter into the Tableau to see what are the different options we got in at a worksheet level or at a dashboard level or at a story point level. Now, in today's video, we are going to step into uh, Tableau and explore what are the options we got. Now, to make it very simple and too easy to understand, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to understand the behavior of Tableau in two ways. One, how is it behaving when I am taking a dimension field, and how is it behaving when I'm taking a measure field. So based on that, you will understand how you know it works in Tableau. So I'm simply connecting to our sample superstore because it has got all the data types and valid data. Now let us see how it works. So like I said in my previous videos, okay, this is a worksheet, or this is a work area where we have access to the table and all of these fields, right? And the terminology here is shelves. So we have rows and columns to organize or rearrange. And then we have page shelf, filter shelf, and marks shelf. So now in today's video, let us see what are the different options we got. And while doing so, we will try to understand Marks Shelf in today's video. That is the prime agenda. So first thing is I'm trying to bring in a dimension field, and I'll also bring in a measure field. Okay. So I'm trying to add maybe subcategory here to my rows. Okay. And I'm going to take sales and drop it on my column shelf. Okay, so first step we have done. Okay, now whenever you are trying to add a dimension and a measure into the view, first thing is you need to sort that view. Okay, and that can be done by using these two options that you are seeing here. So descending option or ascending option from here, or you can use, so when you bring your cursor here on the sales measure, you will see an option. So this works in three ways, or three clicks will work here: descending order, ascending order, or dissorting. Three things. Or you can sort it using this descending order, ascending order. So whatever the method you feel convenient, you can use them. But for us, what is important is your view should always be sorted. So based on what you are sorting is up to you or up to the business requirement, but make sure you are always sorting the view. Okay. Now next option that you are seeing here is a swap button. Swap button means what? You are swapping a row with a column and column with a row. So I can do that manually as well. Like say first step, I'm directly clicking on this. Now what happened? My rows went into columns and columns went into rows. Or I can do it using a manual approach like this as well. But we have got a shortcut to swap here. Okay, that way I can do here. Now again, I'm sorting it. This is one thing. Okay. Next is to clear this worksheet, what we need to do. Suppose sometimes in real time, what happened after adding some field, we might want to remove or add something like that. So it's a common phenomena in a Tableau developer's life. So how can we do that? So you can simply remove that, drag and drop it in any empty area, it will go. Okay, so you can do that. Okay, or you can simply, so that is one method that you can try, or you can click on this, and I think there is an option called as remove. You can do this as well. So it should work for you the same way. Okay. Again, whatever you do, whatever you feel convenient or easy, you can follow that method. Okay. Or the third option is you can click on this into button that you are seeing. So this will clear the entire sheet at once. So the difference here is when you are removing only one particular item, or when you want to remove only one particular item, you can manually drag and drop, or if at all you want to clear the entire sheet, you can simply click on this. It removes the entire thing. Okay. Again, I'm selecting Control Z button. I got my previous thing. So that is how this into works button. Suppose you want to duplicate this worksheet. So there might be this situation where you want to duplicate an existing sheet and create something out of that. Okay. So again, either you can click on this sheet one, right click here, and you will see three different options: duplicate, duplicate as a cross tab, or export. Okay. So first I'm clicking on duplicate. This should duplicate the worksheet. Okay, or duplicate as a cross tab, so this will get converted into a cross tab. Let us see the difference. So this is how it is getting cross tabbed. Okay, so this is your actual bar chart, that is how it is getting duplicated. But when you are exporting or duplicating as cross tab, it is trying to create a text table. Okay, same thing you can do it from here also. You can click on this duplicate icon and it created another sheet. That way also you can duplicate. So whatever you feel is easy, again you can do that. Okay, so that is another method here. Suppose you want to add new worksheet in your view, you can click on this plus button. It will create a new worksheet. Either you can do it from here, or you can click on this and you can click on new worksheet. So now I have one question for you. Maybe you guys can try to Google it out, or you can, uh, answer this question. Why does Tableau have two options to add worksheet? One, I can do it from here, new worksheet, new dashboard, new story point, but same thing I have here. So can you guys tell me what is the difference? What happens when I click on new worksheet here, and what happens when I click on new worksheet here? Okay, so you can try to answer me. If you don't know, you can reach out in the comment section. I'll try to answer that. Okay, so that is one interesting question that is asked in many interviews. I think as a Tableau developer, you should know that difference. Okay, so that's about the basic worksheet area options that we have. And next important thing here is when you are creating a view here, so there is an option here. Okay, that is a standard. So what should be the size of your worksheet, or the layout, how it should be? So it is basically divided into four parts: standard, fit width. So when I'm doing fit width from left to right, it works because when you are taking the same worksheet in the dashboard, it is not necessary that you might use the same size. So based on the dashboard availability size, it can resize. So that is fit width. So just to show you the difference, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create a dashboard and I'm trying to add it on the view. Okay, so maybe I'll just put it floating for now. Now see here. So our actual size of worksheet is this much. But when I go to dashboard, it is only taking some part of my dashboard, right? So so I can adjust my size here. Fit width, this is how it is looking because it is doing left to right. Now see here, it will take up the entire space from your left to right. But if I say fit height, your space from top to bottom will get adjusted, and whatever the size is available, it will try to create a chart in within that, or top to bottom. But when I say entire view, both your fit width and fit height will work together. Okay, so mostly in real time you will see that this option is being used very frequently. Okay, so that is something that you need to keep in mind when you are preparing your view, because many times it happens that our views will not look good unless we fit this according to how we need it in the dashboard. Okay, so again I'm just clicking on this and I'm going back to my sheet. Okay, so we have learned about this, and next is, suppose if at all I want to display value of my sales on this, I can simply click on this text label. Okay, T shortcut icon here, so I will automatically get a label on my bar chart. Okay, so but we will learn how we can format this in a while, but just remember this is the option that we got. Okay, and then we know how to clear, duplicate, and add worksheet. So apart from that, if at all you want to add some extra points to your worksheet, that you can do it from your worksheet. So go to worksheet option. Here first thing is a show title. So by default name of your worksheet is a name of title. Again, it is not mandatory. You can always double click on that and edit whatever the title you want. So I'm writing it as my first worksheet. Okay, but see here, now it is not changing, it is still sheet same sheet one. So I'm renaming that as first worksheet. Okay, so maybe for now I'll just put it in the center here. Okay, done. Now same likewise, again I'm going to worksheet and I'm clicking on show caption. So when I did that, you see, based on whatever the values that I have or whatever the fields that I have in the view, it is trying to describe that sum of sales for each subcategory. So if I try to add multiple fields here, now see here, sum of sales for each order date broken down by subcategory. It is trying to describe. Now based on how I rearrange, the description will automatically get changed. Sum of sales for each subcategory broken down by order date year. So if I'm putting it here, it is a different sum of sales for each. So now based on how your values are, this statement is getting generated. Again, it is not mandatory that we should use. So again, I can double click on this to edit, and I can write creating my first view as part of. So I'm trying to create something like this, and I'll put it on the right side, apply. Okay. So this way also I can write. So I can customize my caption to be in the view, or I can use whatever it is generating by default. Option is up to you. Again, I'm going back to worksheet option, and again I'm clicking on show summary here. So now what is summary here? The summary of the measures that we have, or summary of the value of measure that we have added in the view. So what is the measure we have added? We have added sales measure in the view, right? So total value is 22 lakhs. How can I tell that? So if I remove this subcategory, it should be, you see, 2297. Okay, when I add a subcategory, it is trying to split that. Okay, see here. How many values is it reading? Count 17, which means there are total 7 categories here, 17 categories here. That you can also verify at the bottom of the screen on the left here. 17 marks a Tableau is trying to read at this point of time. Okay, so average it is giving. So how can we calculate average? If I try to open my calculator, total sales by 2297,201 divided by 17 will get same number 135,1219. So that is how average is getting calculated. Same likewise, what is the minimum value 3,024. It is giving us that. What is the maximum value? 3,30,000. Same it is trying to give, which means it is giving us a summary of important values in the view. Okay, so if at all you want to use this summary, you can put it, or if you don't want, you can do it. So median, again, middlemost value. So if I try to see where it's standing, it will be somewhere in the middle. Okay, so that is how it works. You can give me a minute. Now let us observe how our marks shelf behaves with respect to dimension and measure. So as a first exercise, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to explore all of these options: color, size, label, detail, and tooltip with respect to dimension and measure. Okay, so please remember the three properties we have talked about: uh, dimension and measure. That is, dimension will create string in nature, cannot be aggregated, it creates headers, and measures numeric in nature can be aggregated and they create axis. So same thing, we will try to see it at a dashboard level now. Now what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to take a dimension field called as a subcategory, and I'm trying to drop it on the color shelf. Now what happened? Because subcategory is a dimension field, it could not be aggregated, or it cannot be aggregated. So that is why Tableau has given us different colors for different subcategories. Okay, but suppose you are a client and I'm showing you a visualization like this. Will it be wise? Okay, you can comment it in the comment section. No, right? Because as an end user, we will get confused, like, what is the data point that we are trying to highlight here? And user will come back and ask, hey, Rahul, what do you want to uh, look in this view? So he'll get confused. What do you want me to focus in this? So a dimension on color is not advisable, or it is not recommended because of their nature of giving us multiple colors. Always remember, the lesser number of colors you are limiting in the dashboard, the better it will look. Okay, so it is not like we have all the funky colors added to our dashboard just to bring that things. It is not how the professional dashboards are built. If you observe, the majority of the professional dashboards that are there in the market or in the Tableau public forum, they use very minimalistic colors. So that is how you should focus on designing your dashboard. Very important concept. Okay, so because it is not advisable or recommended, I am removing them from the view. Fine. Now likewise, now what I'm doing is I'm trying to take a measure value and trying to drop it on the color shelf so that we observe the change here. Okay, maybe I'll remove it for now because I don't need. And this also. Yeah, now what I'm doing is I'm taking this sales and dropping it on color. Now what happened? The sales is a measure, right? So it aggregated that. So that is why if you see here, it gave us a single color palette, and it is automatically trying to adjust the concentration of that based on the value. The higher the value, darker is the color; lower the value, lighter is the color. But again, it is not mandatory we follow this approach. In this, what are we trying to do? We are trying to show what is working for the business. Phones and chairs are something that are working very good for the business, whereas labels and fasteners are something that are very low in the value. Okay, one way of showing the data. Suppose you want to highlight what is not working for the business. There can always be two approaches: what is working for you, what is not working for you, right? Similar, for to highlight what is not working for the business, you can always click on this edit colors, and if I click on this reverse option, now you see it works reverse. Lower the value, darker the color; higher the value, lighter the color. So this is the reverse representation of the data. Now it's up to you how you want to visualize or represent the data, but here in this case we can use this two option. But apart from that, suppose you want to degrade the color in a stepped fashion. Okay, I don't want to do a reverse for now, so I'm just unchecking this reverse option. But suppose you want to degrade that in a stepped manner, you can always click on this steps. Like say I'm doing it for 2 only. Now you will understand. So based on the entire data range, this will be divided into 2 parts and they will get colored. Click on apply. See, now this is the first part. This is the second part. First half, second half. Like if I want to increase 3 parts, now it is into 3 colors. So like this, you can also use a stepped color option also. Okay. But instead of that, more in real time, maybe we will have some calculations defined based on which we can actually color each of the bar value. That way also we can do. So instead of stepped color, so just giving you an option, but also you can use it here, this option. Okay. So I'm just doing that. But suppose you want to change the color, how can you do that? So that you can do it by using or clicking on this color option and you can choose it. Like say, suppose I want to choose maybe red color just because it looks good in the screen share. Okay, nothing personal here. I'm just taking a random color which I feel will look good when you, so I can put it something like this. So this is how it looks. Okay, I don't want this color degrade. I'll remove this and maybe I'll remove this, maybe a little darker or maybe a different blue I'll try to do. So this is how your view is looking. Okay, when you or this is how you can change the color. Same thing, if at all you want to, you can click on this color and you can edit colors and you can also change it from here. Same option you are getting. If at all you want to add borders also, you can do it here from here. Click OK, edit color, borders. Suppose I'm doing red just because I want to show you how the border looks like. Okay, because if I don't show, it will not be visible. If I take opposite color, it will not be visible. Okay, so you can choose whatever the color you feel is good according to you or according to the colors here. So you need to use a matching color or opposite color based on the view so that it looks good. Okay, so keep that in mind whenever you are doing. Opacity is the concentration of color. Like say, now if I decrease, this is the complete, only the border we are getting. If I increase, you see the concentration of the color is increasing or decreasing. It is opacity we call. So like creating a transparent objects. This will help you in adjusting that. Okay, so I hope you have learned something new with this now. Now the same behavior, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to use this size option, size option using dimension and measure. So again, I'm taking subcategory and I'm dropping it on size shell. Now, if you observe what is happening, it is trying to size based on my alphabets. Now, again, a user will get confused. Arey Rahul, what is this? The sales of phones are very high, but the bar size is very different. Whereas the sales of art is very small, but the width is very different. How is this being correlated? Then you can tell that they are being sized based upon the dimensional value or alphabetical order. Lower the value, lower the size, higher the value, higher the size. Again, a size on a dimension on size is not recommended because that does not add any meaningful to the data. So I can remove it and I can add maybe sum of sales to the size. So I'm just taking the size and I'm dropping it on size. Now based on the value, it is trying to adjust the width of each bar. So if at all that is what you want to control, you can do that. But we don't need that as of now. So I'm removing that as well. But suppose manually, if at all you want to increase or decrease the size for all of the cells in a standard way, you can do that. Click on this. You can increase or decrease. Okay, that way you can do. Okay, see here. This is the full size. This is the small size, like this. So how or what size looks good in your view, you can put that. Okay, so that is how size will help. Next is the label option, very important option. So like I showed you the shortcut here to bring the label. That is, if I click on this, this is this mark. Okay, a tick mark that shows a show mark label. If I uncheck this, you see it is gone now here. Again, if I check here, we got this. So it is a shortcut here. But what is the difference here? Okay, if I use this tick mark or this label or show mark label, this is disabled. See, I am not able to add any value or change this. Okay, I cannot customize how I want my labels. Suppose if at all I want to customize in a more specific manner and I want control on that, I can take sales and drop it on label. Same I got here. But if I go to label, I will have option to edit this label. I can double click this and it will edit, and I can write it something like this as a description, and I can show the value. Okay, that way also I can do here. Suppose if at all you want to edit or append something to your sales value, you can always do. Apart from that, if you want to adjust the alignment of the view, then you can do it from this, and you can adjust the font size from here, whatever the color you need or the size you need. Suppose I need 18, I can do that here, or if I do that as 8, I can do that. Okay, it is very important. If at all you want to make it bold, you can do that. All of the font options you can try from here. Okay, but see here, now I'm trying to make it 12. Some of them got disabled. So it is not the issue with the Tableau, it is issue with the size that we have here, available size in the view. So once you adjust your worksheet size in the dashboard, your labels should again be visible. That should not be an issue. Let us say that I'm going to dashboard and I'm trying to add this. Okay, maybe I'll take tiled object, and just for our review purpose, I'm trying to decrease the width here. And for now, I'm also decreasing the size here. And now I'll just add this. See here, as of now, only alternate are visible, but I'm trying to decrease the height to see if it works. Okay, and I'll make it entire view. Now you see automatically we got. Now if I try to reduce it, you see it is going. Okay, so remember it is based on the size of your view and not an issue with the Tableau. I have seen many getting confused with this option. So you should adjust your label accordingly, that it shows all of the values. Okay, according to the view. Okay, or if you have any certain standard requirement in your project that you should use only this font size or this font style, then you have to follow that. So it all depends on what project you are working on and what is their standards, a standard of creating views. So I'm now trying to add a dimension field to the label, and let us observe the difference here. I'm trying to add a subcategory. So subcategory on label, it will give me the name of each subcategory on the bar here. So when you are adding a particular dimension or a measure to a label, it will give you more control on how you want your labels to be on the view. So if you are very specific that you want your labels to be in a particular way and all, then you can always try to use multiple things here. Now we are using multiple things on label. We are showing sub name of the subcategory, and we are also showing the value of that. So I don't want that. Instead of this, I want something like this. And if I click on apply, you see subcategory name and then the sales of that way also I can do. Suppose if at all I want to change the color of this, I can do that as well. I am just trying to change the color so that it this way. Okay, it's up to you how you want to visualize your data. I'm just giving you different options that are available. Next is about alignment options that you always need to take care where you want these labels to be. So as of now it is automatic, but if you click on this, you have control on that also. So if I put, now observe how your view is. Based on that, these options will work. Now if I move it to the left side, it is going inside the bar chart, right? If I'm putting it center, it is in the middle of this. If I'm putting it on the right side, it is totally outside. So but if I put this and this, it will not understand, because of the label here. So just to make you understand how it works, I'm removing this and maybe I'll add a category item so that you understand how it is different in terms of label. Okay, I've added that. Maybe I'll remove this. Okay, and I'm making it entire view. Okay, so we got it. Now what I'm trying to do is again take my category and drop it on label. We got that. Going back here, alignment. Now if I move this to center, sorry, on the left side, it is on the left side, but see how this is behaving. If I this is center and center, this is on the top, center and this. For each of these options, it can work. Middle, bottom, center, and top. Same to the extreme right, top, center, and at the bottom. Three ways we can do it here. Okay, so you can use whatever you feel is good according to the dashboard layout that you have. And next is this straight one, left one, and right one. If at all you want to, swap the direction of the label, you can do it this also. Wrap, if at all you have labels that are very long in nature, you can use this wrap option. But now see here, I'm just trying to swap now, and I'm trying to swap my view. Now let us observe how automatic will work. Now this will work reverse. If I move it to the left, maybe now it is to the left, but this will move top like this. Okay, so always, I mean, mostly I've seen that it is center on top or sometimes in the middle. Again, it depends project to project. Okay, so that is about the label. Detail and tooltip, we have two other options. Tooltip is something like how you want to uh, show or what you want to show when you are hovering over a particular bar or a value in the dashboard. Now see, if I'm putting my cursor on this furniture, it is showing me category of furniture and sales, right? Because that those are automatically being carried forward. But say I also want to show profit of this furniture category, but I don't want to use them in the view. How can I get that? So if I go to this, I don't see any profit option to add. Even if I try to use this insert option, there are different options here. Like, you can add all of this data source name, data update time, the sheet name, workbook name, all of this you can add it in the tooltip. But likewise, if at all you want to add a username and a full name, you can do that as well. But if at all I want to add an extra name, extra measure, like say profit, which is not in the view, then I don't have any option. So to get that option, what we can do is we can add that value to our detail shelf. I'm taking profit and I'm adding it to detail shelf. Now this will Tableau will take this thing also into consideration when you are doing. So a lot of times we add values in detail shelf when we want to use that into computation and all. So because here we want to show it in the tooltip, I have added that in the tooltip. Now you see automatically we got, or if I remove it now also from here, I can go to this insert option and here I will see sum of profit. That way also I can add here. Okay, so that is the importance of detail shelf here. Click on OK. Now see profit is this much, sales is this much. Okay, again, uh, again you can customize it according to the view that you want. Or tooltips are also very important in real time. You should always ensure that they are following the format that you are following here. Okay, so then only they will look aligned here. Otherwise, again, tooltips will go out of sync, and again that might cause you know an issue with the client. Okay, so I'm putting it something like this. So that's about so by default we have got five different options, but it we can also click on this, and if I click on shapes, we are getting an extra option here. I can use custom shapes here. So it is not always bars or labels that we are using. Sometimes we might also use shapes or images here. So one quick question, where is this shapes coming from? Okay, so if you have followed my previous video, you should be able to answer this. If I click on this, we have so many shapes. Okay, now suppose I need a category on shapes, I can simply drop, and I'm dropping it here. I got the three different shapes because category is again a dimensional field, so three different shapes. But suppose you want to use different custom shapes by downloading it from Google, you can click on this. You can click on this default one. You will see different folders here. Field one, arrows one, bar, bug tracking, gender, and all. So if I click on my images, these are images that I've downloaded from Google. I can simply click on assign. If at all I want to automatically assign anything, I can just click on assign palette. It will take up random values. But if you are very specific that you want a particular space, that you can do it from here. I want this. I want maybe this one, and this is something this. Okay, manually I'm trying to do. Click on apply, and you can do it like this. Okay, and if I remove this on colors, you will see three different shapes. That way also I can do here. Okay, so based on how you want to show your view, you can use images as well, but it is coming from repository. If you remember, under my documents, if you see, you have my Tableau repository. From there, under shapes, under my images, these are the images that it is showing there. Okay, so just remember the location from where it is picking up. It will help you a lot. So that's about shapes here. Okay, so now let us create a simple view with all that we have learned, and that would be our first dashboard, and this will also be your first exercise here. Okay, so I'm clearing everything from here. I don't want maybe subcategory I need, so I'll just put it that. And on shapes I don't need anything, and it will be a simple bar chart, so I'll convert that into bar chart, and maybe swap, and maybe sort as well. Yeah, so now what we'll do is we will add a label, sales on the label. Okay, on the right side. I'm just adjusting the layout here. Okay, now simply once you are done with this, you can take this to the dashboard and you can adjust it how you want the view, and you can prepare the sheet. Okay, so you can remove whatever is not needed in the view to clean it. Okay, I'm removing all of this, and I just want to color the worksheet. Maybe I can go to format option, shading, and I can just color whatever I want. Like say I'm just taking this, and or maybe I'll take a lighter one here. Okay, so you can choose whatever you need and it should look good. Okay, yeah, or else if at all you want a dashboard background, that also you can do. Click on dashboard and format, and you can change the color what you need. Okay, and now if you see here in our worksheet, we have caption, but here it is not showing. So again, you can go here and you can add a caption from here. You got that. Okay, now once your view or your dashboard is ready, you can write it as my first dashboard. And if at all you want a dashboard title, you can click on dashboard, and you can click on show title. You'll get the title. This is the dashboard title for the dashboard, and this is the title for the worksheet, because there might be a number of worksheets and they all need a title, so they are specific to worksheet, and this is for the entire dashboard. So whatever the dashboard name you want, you can write here my first dashboard. Okay. So I'm just making it bold. I'll make it center and maybe I'll make it little bit 22. Apply. Okay. And now I don't need this worksheet title. I can click on that and hide title. So simple. Now everything is ready. If at all I want to add some borders, I can do that. Select the worksheet and click on, you can go to this format option and you can click on borders. It will take you the same page and you can add it from here, or you can click on this dashboard and you can go to layout. From here also you can add borders. Maybe I want this. See, and for this also I can add a simple border like this. Okay. So, okay, a simple dashboard that I've added. If at all you want to do more coloring and stuff, you can do that, but I'm just leaving that up to you. So this is a very simple dashboard that we have created using the topics that we have learned so far. I hope you have learned something from this video. If it does, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next video. Till then, bye bye, and have a good day.